What's going on, guys? Today we're talking about the fall of Bitcoin, sitting about $3,600 US from a high of almost 20,000. If you do not know what Bitcoin is, I am not going to explain it. You are so far out of the loop, you better go look that up and then come back to this video. So really quickly, I want to talk about whether you should be buying it, whether I should be buying it. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let's just talk really quickly about the Bitcoin, guys. So first of all, as long as I've been watching Bitcoin, guys, on a personal level, I have absolutely despised it. And I want to tell you why. We're going to look at the pros first. What is Bitcoin as an investment? Is it an asset? What kind of class does it sit in? And what does it do for you? First of all, it is something based on a blockchain technology. It's completely unregulated. There is no guarantees or securities with it. If it gets stolen, it is gone forever. These are a few reasons that I've grown to really hate Bitcoin. But in the pro section, if you were trying to move $1 million from one place to another, whether it's over a country's borders, it gets a heck of a lot easier with Bitcoin. So sending big chunks of money, guys, you can do very, very easily with this without lawyers, without any issues. So if you're sending money, that is a definite pro, okay? Now, I think one of the things people keep forgetting is if you've never heard of the Silk Road, you should go watch the documentary. Very amazing. It's about an underground black market that was basically with Bitcoins, guys. They were using this as an unregulated currency to fund the buying of guns, prostitutes, drugs, and anything that the government couldn't have control over. And for this reason, I like Bitcoin. Bitcoin does serve a legit purpose in this realm of legalities, guys, because there always has been an illegal market, and this is what I think kept Bitcoin alive in the early 2000s, was definitely the Silk Road. So the black market will always need a form of currency, and I think Bitcoin is the one that's here to stay. I don't think Bitcoin's going anywhere, but I really hate the hype and all the bullshit that's come into play with this. Because when you were buying Bitcoin, people were promising this idea of a global new currency that had no control, no monetary system involved. It was just a peer-to-peer money-based system. The problem with this is it can't compete with Visas or the bank systems. My Visa got stolen twice last year, guys. It's unfortunate, but I got reimbursed the next day and the purchase pretty much got canceled. And that was easy. Look at the robberies that have happened with Bitcoins, guys. The Bitcoin robbery things that have been going on. So if your Bitcoins get stolen or robbed, that was a horrible way of spelling that. Don't mind my spelling. But if you were to get robbed, with Bitcoins, guys, people have lost literally hundreds of millions of dollars because of insider robberies, and there's no way to track that. When that's gone forever. The other problem too is the volatility is absolutely maddening, guys. If you bought something that was worth $20,000 6 months ago, today that currency is only worth 30. You lost 70-80% of that thing that someone paid you with. That is absurd. That is another reason why it'll never be a currency, guys, because of the volatility is absolutely maddening. Another reason I really hate Bitcoin is there's just no room for trade. And let me talk about disruption for a second here, guys. People really thought Bitcoin was the disruptor, and I think they were so horribly wrong, and this was so proven when it got picked up mainstream. So let's take Uber as an example. Uber wasn't around for very long before all of a sudden you started hearing people talk about it, and you would see an Uber driver pull up and pick your friends up in the city, and all of a sudden your friends were using Lyft, and you saw it start getting used. This started to happen with Bitcoin, but it had more to do with the Ponzi schemes that were driving it. Bitcoin started as this investment of pass the hot potato, essentially meaning that you buy it from me, it's going to be worth, another 10, 20, 50% tomorrow. Flip it to the next guy. The next guy's expecting the same thing, and keep doing that with no real value. There was no intrinsic value in that, guys. Whereas Lyft and Uber had a real value. It was cheaper, also very unregulated, and people loved it because it was just a ride-sharing program, so it caught on very quick. Bitcoin started to catch on for the wrong reasons, and then when it tried to prove itself as a currency, nobody cared. at all, and it flopped miserably. And if you are a Bitcoin holder and you think this is the future of it, think about that statement when you say it. Think about the validity of how strong that statement is and how hard something like that is to prove. There could be a new currency in the future. I'm not denying the fact that, you know, our currency is not perfect, but at the same time, this does not stand the test of time as a currency, which is one of the biggest cons in my opinion, guys. Which leads me to not rant on about this for too long. Do you own Bitcoins? Have you traded them? Do you like them? Believe it or not, I had an opportunity to buy Bitcoins when they were worth $1,500 when a Ponzi scheme came up called Gladia Coin. If you've never heard of Gladia Coin, it's essentially the same exact thing as BitConnect, guys. So believe it or not, years ago, almost a year ago, I think, I was invited to a meeting to do with Bitcoins where they were guaranteeing a return on investment in 3 months. They told me if I gave them my money, I would get 100% of my money back in 3 months, and then everything after that was profit. So that means I would make 100% return every 3 months. So basically, over the whole year, I would make a 400% return, which is a little nutty. And I couldn't agree with it, couldn't bring myself to buy it, and I kind of regret it because I would have been one of those really early investors. Like, it was so early, like I could have made a killing on it, and because I wouldn't have stayed in it long because of the risk, I would have got out real early too and made a bit of money. But I avoided the whole thing, and I watched it run to 20,000, was flabbered by it. But now on the back end of it, I'm watching people lose their shirts. A lot of people have lost a lot of money on Bitcoins, but they don't talk a lot about those stories. But you do hear a lot about the stories of people buying all kinds of stuff. There's a guy close to where we live here who actually brought an entire farm with his Bitcoins, and good for you, sir. I'm glad that you caught a trend and you got out of it early, and you bought a real asset with it. That is something beautiful, and if you can pull something like that off, I have nothing against it. If you invested in Bitcoin and you made money, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see people losing money or doing something so stupid as buying such a volatile asset, losing a lot of money, and then thinking investing is the worst thing in the world. I'd rather people start with a very safe investment rather than something absolutely absurd like Bitcoin. And I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but it's just a conversation, guys, and I really want to know what you think. Have you made money on Bitcoin? Are you one of those people using your student loans to buy Bitcoins? Comment in the comment section below. Let me know. This is just a quick video today, guys. Stay cool, stay awesome. You can join me on the Magic Money debate on StockTwits if you do enjoy the foruming and the trolling. That is my lifestyle, so you can come check it out, guys. I will see you all tomorrow.